In Guitar Scientist Editor, I can use semi-transparent rectangles to select areas of frets, to highlight shapes or sections. If, for instance, I generate a C major scale on the whole fretboard, I'll end up with a diagram with a lot of notes, and it could be not easy enough to detect playable shapes. So, to help my visualization, I can highlight some areas using this function. I can choose the color before placing a rectangle, and I can obviously connect multiple rectangles to highlight complex shapes or just use a single big one. If I need to delete them, I can use the delete function. When I hover the mouse cursor on existing shapes, I'll see a dashed outline that tells me that if I click, I will delete that rectangle. I can also delete them all at once by clicking on the trash can icon located in the same row of the rectangles function icon. To help creating neat diagrams, the rectangles have a snap function. This small red cross that appears on the fretboard when the function is active indicates where my click will actually be recorded. The snap function allows to place rectangles that align perfectly on a grid that splits every fret into 8 parts, making quick and easy to make selections like the ones I'm demonstrating here. If I ever need to, I can deactivate the snap function by clicking on this icon, so that my selections are placed exactly where I click. Another design function of Guitar Scientist are the lines, which allow me to connect frets to each other. This function has a snap support as well, that in this case simply places each end in the center of the markers. I can use this function to highlight shapes, patterns or arpeggios in a different way. Here I am highlighting arpeggios made of 1st, 5th and 9th, and their fingerings differences across different sets of strings. I'll also modify the color of the markers to make things more clear. The snap function can be disabled for the lines as well. This allows me to freely draw on the fretboard. There is also another little helper called polyline. This function always starts a new line at the end of the previous one. One final note about lines and rectangles. They are contained into layers, just like the fret markers. So if I have a scale on layer 1 and I draw the lines on layer 2, I can show and hide them very easily by just switching on and off their layer. All lines and rectangles are parametric, so if I resize a fretboard, all the graphics will adapt to still highlight the exact same frets.